Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm Reverend Rob Banashak, aka the Spiritual Spinister. It's Wednesday, so it's time for a little spin into the stillness. This is that time each week that we create for ourselves that we can just be still, that we can pause and reflect and just enjoy this time that we have as a community, but that we are also spending with our deep self, with ourselves, really having that discussion, having that dialogue with our deep self, with our higher self, the self that I consider the divine self. But you can believe or see however you want to see that divine self or that deep self, but it's there. It is you. It's a part of you. It is your voice, and it is waiting to have a discussion with you. So, in order to help prompt this discussion, we do a couple of things. We first set an intention, and again, I love to write them down because writing them down gives them power. It encourages you to articulate those thoughts, put them somewhere down that they are uh, readable, where they are statable, where you can make that declaration. I, for one, have a lot of things swirling about in my head, and I think I know what they are, but until I write them down, I'm not really very sure, am I? So I encourage everyone to do it, to write it down either in a meditation journal, if you keep one. That way you can go back and check it and see how you're making your evolution with meditation or with your spirituality. Or you can write it on a little slip of paper, just like the one I have here. And the reason I cut up my little instruction construction paper and put it on little tickets like this is that if we were in person, I would encourage everyone to write their intention down, and then I would gather them after we were done, after you've had a chance to energize your intention with your palms by your meditation. And then we would toss them into a burning bowl because we've set the intention, we've given ourselves some focus, but we also want to let it go. We also want to let the universe uh, come back to us in a way that it is most best for us to receive our intention or our goals for meditation. So we set the intention, we get that focus, and then we release it. Then we release our attachment to it so that it is free to come back to us in a way that we maybe we didn't even think about. So with that in mind, let's set that intention. Let's jot a few words down about what we would like to uh, have happen as a result of this meditation in our lives. Maybe we just want more peace. Maybe we want to be still today. Maybe we're having a crazy day and we just want to focus and to relax and to be still in this moment. But we can also set something for a longer period of time. Maybe you are on a meditation journey and you would like something else to unfold as the week unfolds. Maybe it's just better sleep. Maybe it's more insight to relationships. Whatever it is, it's yours, it's personal, and you get to write it down now in however you'd like to write it down in as many or as few words as you would like. So let's do that. Let's set that intention. I've written mine. Now, I do write another one, and I write one that has the words everyone's intentions because because you are energizing your intention as if you would if we were in person. I create this little ticket that says everyone's intentions so that I can use this one as a proxy for all of them to be sent out to do the flame. So when I burn this one, we are sending all of them out as if we were burning all of them individually. So I've got one for me, and then I've got one for everyone. And I really only do the one for me so that I can light the one for everyone, so that it has the energy of everyone's intention. So we've set the intention. Now, let's move on to step two, which is actually, once I pick up my book here because I dropped it, uh, we use a set of oracle cards, and we use these oracle cards to help give a little more information to the intention that we've just set. And I use the Star Codes Astro deck. I love this deck. It's fun, it's prescriptive, and I think it's really helpful to get some insight. It's based on astrology, of course, but it goes way beyond the zodiac signs. And we often do get messages from those individual zodiac signs, but that doesn't mean you have to be that sign. It means that sign and all of its traits has a message for all of us, including those who both are in that sign and are not in that sign. So we draw the cards. I draw the top card after I shuffle the deck. And if you would agree that we can choose the top card to represent all of us, then that top card is not one that I've reached into the deck and used my own intuition to pull out. We all agree that the top card is the one that's going to be the one answer or the one response that we all need for our individual questions or intentions, if that makes sense. So I'm going to shuffle the deck. We're going to draw that card. And then remember, as I do this little housekeeping, like and subscribe this page. Please come to the sites and leave a comment, say hello. Let me know what you're thinking about your meditation as you do it, or maybe this meditation gelled in some way with one you did before, or maybe you're on a path that this is helping you on, or you feel challenged on. Whatever it is, so helpful if we can keep this community moving and growing and just sharing with each other about what we are experiencing as a result of our intentions. You don't have to go deep. You don't have to disclose anything you don't want to or that's too personal. But if you can just give a little shout out to your fellow meditation buddies here, and they could be on now during the live stream or now during the recording if you're watching this recorded. So, all right. Top card. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. Our card for tonight is. Oh, I love this card. We've had this before. Again, we've had several of these cards become repeated over the time we do our meditations. We are far from pulling every card in this deck. And sometimes the universe has plans for us to see a card again. Perhaps this card uniquely answers something that we're talking about this week or that you're thinking about this week. Perhaps it is reminding you that there are some unfinished business issues that relate to this card. But the card is Imam Quayle, and its theme is root. I'm going to hold it up again, and I'm going to put it down for you to look at more clearly and closely. But it's about root. It is about being rooted. It is about being grounded. It is about being steady and steadfast. Those are the top line qualities of root that I think are going to be mentioned or that have been mentioned in the little book about this card. So I'm going to lay this down here. And we're going to pull it up for you to see a little more closely. There it is. Imum Quayle. The root. The root. The root. Give you a little more light there. So as I read more about the card, look closely at the card and see how the artwork makes you feel. See if that artwork or anything I say about the card or the message or the number on the card has any significance for you and the intention that you have articulated for tonight. All right, Emum Quaili. There are my dogs. Imagine your spine extends down into the earth like a taproot, the strong central root under a tree, through the earth to a point on the sun's path below. Did you get that? So the sun's path is below. We are above this. Latin for bottom of the sky, the Emum Quaili, or IC, points to the memories and experiences that fed your first roots, your early home life, your family's traditions, and your biological and emotional heritage. So our action for this card, and again, this card is also addressing our intention, is to look to the roots. Think about what makes you feel at home and secure, what creates sanctuary for you. Investigate the foundations and become conscious of the traditions and assumptions that underlie this situation. Lean into the habits that help you feel secure and grounded. If you enjoyed your childhood, family traditions can help you feel safe and strong in a storm. If you grew up in chaos, you may crave the opposite, and so create your own quiet sanctuary. If you grew up around arguments, arguing with people at home may seem normal to you, but that may not be the case for your housemates. So you may need to learn and present your points in a more transformative, less combative way. The IC also speaks of deeper roots, the spiritual, religious, or philosophical underpinnings of your early life. Just as a fish doesn't notice the water that it swims in, it can be hard to see the spiritual assumptions you swam with as a child. These philosophical underpinnings could give you a deep connection to spirit or leave you feeling restricted or judged. Whether they imbued you with unconscious habits or were that from which you rebelled, until you examine these deep roots, they will define your foundational paradigm. The challenge of this card, unconscious patterns from your personal history may underlie the situation and need excavation. The gift of this card, build roots of your own. Feel your spine extend like a deep taproot of tree into the ground. Feel the strength of the earth pulsing up through you, holding you strong through any storm. Well, get an idea of what our meditation imagery is going to be, can you not? So let's relax. Let's begin to settle in for meditation. Remember, I'm gonna take a drink here. If you can, find a position that you are feeling relaxed, but also alert so that you can hear the prompts of the meditation, so that you can hear the tones that we're using, and so that you can get in deep and have a conversation with your deep self. We like to feel the voice emerge from deep within, that voice that always has our back, that voice that is always telling us the truth about who we are. And it's a voice that we often ignore. It's the voice that you hear when you're feeling compelled or called to something, when you that intuitive feeling that gives you more information than you had, that seems to come from nowhere. That is your deep voice. That is your, what I consider your divine voice. Now, I should also add about the cards, which I forgot to add. These cards, consider them a creative prompt. So if you don't believe in the metaphysics of the card, the mysticism of the card, they can serve as more information. You know, whatever I've read, whatever you see in the artwork on the card, just think of it as a prompt, as a way of unlocking something that you weren't able to see or understand or get perspective of before seeing the card, and in a way that provides more context for the intention that you've set. So you don't have to believe in the card as indicating any sort of mysticism or fortune telling or however you think of oracle cards. But in fact, Consider just a creative prompt, more information, a little jarring of something, a little uh, triggering of some positive experience or information that can help you on your journey. So settled in, ready to meditate. Let's begin to relax if you haven't already. So we're going to take a couple of deep breaths. We really want to focus on the breath. We really want to inhale deeply through our nostrils, filling our whole body with oxygen. Just feel all that air go through and hold a moment, and then exhale slowly, very slowly. All the way out, and then pause at the end. Good. Inhale again. Hold. Exhale slowly. And pause. And one last time, inhale. And then as we exhale, on this one, you can allow your eyes to flutter closed. Just gently closing them. And allow your breathing now to return to normal, keeping it relaxed and intentional. So we continue to inhale and holding and exhaling at our own pace. And as we breathe in and breathe out, let us feel our body here in this earth plane become more and more relaxed. Each breath, as we exhale, we begin to feel lighter in every area of our body. All the way from our toes, all the way up through our legs and hips, and our torso and chest and our shoulders, everything becoming lighter and lighter. All the way up through our neck and our chin and our cheeks and our eyes and our eyelids and our forehead. Everything is lighter and lighter. And in this light state, we feel something stir that was within our physical body, but now appears almost naked, because our earthbound physical body is so lightweight and so translucent that what has remained is our essence. This essence is what animates our physical body. It reminds us that we, as an essence, are not our physical bodies. We animate them, we inhabit them, but we are not our bodies. And because we are not our bodies, this essence, which is almost pure thought, pure imagination, can envision ourselves as something different physically, which is what we are doing this evening. So our essence is around our earthbound physical body. Is just temporarily taking a nice rest, free from pain and anxiety, while we get to play here with our essence. So let us imagine our essence animating a beautiful, strong, old, and beautiful tree. Your favorite tree. Imagine your essence as become a tree of your favorite kind. And your essence is enlivening this tree, has animated this beautiful tree that you have become. As this tree, you feel as a tree. So just with your thoughts, with your imagination, feel what it feels like to be this tree. Old and strong. You can feel both the reach of each branch maybe you can feel the tickle of the remaining leaves that maybe didn't fall off yet. If you're in a place that's not so cold, or maybe you feel what it's like to feel bare branches, unprotected from the elements, but stronger and stronger each year because of this lack of protection. There is no question that as this entity, as this beautiful tree, we are strong. We imagine our body as this tree body, so we can feel the strength of our trunk. The longevity of this trunk is strong. And now we allow our imagination, our mind, our essence to find the roots. Can you feel them beneath you and beneath the ground? We don't just have one or two or three, we've got a root system underneath us. Extensive and strong. And as this tree, let us imagine those roots stretching beneath the surface, beneath the warm ground, the warm earth, which may seem cold on top, but is warm and deep beneath us. And imagine all of those roots, that entire system stretching and stretching and stretching. And as we were suggested in the little reading, Imagine each of those roots as being something in your life that is a part of who you are now. Whether it's a relationship, a job, something from your childhood. Of course, all of those things are part of your root system and part of my root system. But just see if you can see some of those roots kind of spontaneously light up and show you themselves again as a memory, or as a dream, or as an aspiration, because we are rooted in those as well, something we've always wanted to do or be. Just pick 2 or 3, maybe 4 of those beautiful roots. Stay safe in this space. Choose those ones that serve you the best. They don't have to be the most positive ones, but the ones that you can clearly, without any triggering or trauma, see as helping you be in this beautiful space right here in this meditation. See how the roots twist and turn together before raising up into the tree, into the trunk, that part that you can see and feel so clearly above ground. See them come together. See them make who you are and help you understand a bit more about that strong, silent and still tree trunk that stays strong through winter winds and rejoices with green celebration in the spring. Those roots twisting, coming together, turning. And switching back. Feel the nourishment of those roots. Feel the nourishment move through those roots. Whatever experience you're thinking of as rooted, it is nourishing you right now as this beautiful tree. Feel the strength you get from these roots. Maybe you didn't even realize how much strength. And as that nourishment hits that trunk, your torso, feel that nourishment reach out through the branches and boughs. If you are a tree that is bare for the winter, still feel the warmth from the inside that this nourishment of those roots brings all the way up as you reach higher and higher toward the sky and toward the sun. For as we reach toward the sun, we also realize in this beautiful tree that as our roots are stretching and twisting below us, they are actually coming down and through another sky, infinite and light and expansive. As above, as the tree roots are branches and boughs above us, so are the roots that reach below us. We are one complete entity as this tree, rooted and nourished and strong. as this tree, just for the next moment, our deep self would like to deliver a message to us uniquely and privately. So let us allow that deep voice that we might not listen to each day, or we might have not even heard before. Let's allow that voice to communicate with us something as this tree. We may not understand it in words, but we may know it somewhere much more deeply if we just allow it. And this is your time with your voice now. Now that we've gotten that unique and beautiful message from our deep self, let us begin our journey back. Let us bid a loving and thankful and grateful merry part to this tree that we have embodied for these dreamly moments. Let us thank this tree for giving us and showing us another aspect of our life. And let us allow that tree in our mind's eye to fade away as our essence seeks its body to reanimate. So let us imagine that essence landing, re-inhabiting our beautiful resting body, which is now refreshed and energized and yet relaxed. Allow that essence to seep in and bring to life every aspect of our body. It's imaginary, it's never really left it, but for now, just allow it consciously to surge through our bodies like electricity, bringing us to life and consciousness of this plane. And as this happens, we can feel our fingers and toes again. We can feel the itch on our cheek that we might have not been reaching. We can feel the hair on our head. We can feel our lips. We're on our way back, and we remind ourselves that we've been breathing deeply the whole time, inhaling and exhaling. So let's return with one nice big breath as we open our eyes and completely rejoin and reanimate our bodies. Inhale and exhale as we come back together. That was fun. I love being that tree with you. I felt the grove that we all were, and I felt us all really striving to hear that message from our deep self. So thank you for sharing that moment with me and with everybody else that's decided to listen to this or to watch this meditation this evening. I'm so grateful that we are all here continuing to nourish ourselves for this walk that we have to walk, this walk that we are being called to walk each day. And so I think that this is a great start, a great middle for us to be continuing this. So thank you. And it is now time to send these off into the flames. I almost forgot. So we've set our intention. We had our little discussion with our deep self. Now it's time to let it all go and get back to our life and live these things that we have intended. So I'm going to light mine up, and then I'm going to throw the other one in with it. So we do that. It all happens kind of at one time now, so I can get these working together. So let's light this one. That's mine. This is ours. They come together. Yay. Now we've let them go. We have let our attachment go. We live and we allow the universe to work through us now. But check in. If you get an insight, come back to this meditation and write it in the comments. Let's make this a community, please. In my Zoom community that's here every week, Kathleen and Sue, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll see if anybody else is joining the other sites. We always get everybody joining later. I oftentimes miss you when they do. I neglect to see somebody that was there the whole time, so I hope that you can understand. But just know that you can still leave a comment. You can still be here with us. You can still say hello. I don't think I'm seeing anybody here on Facebook. I see Rhea responded. So maybe she's here. Are you here, Miss Rhea? I love you. I love all of you who are joining. Again, my Facebook's not loading. I don't know why. But if you're here, I'm grateful that you're here. Let's check YouTube real quick. Let's see if anybody's been there. And otherwise, please remember that joy is our birthright, and I'm reminding myself as I say this, that we must remain vigilant about our own commitment to our own joy. So let's do that. Let's do that together. Let's join here every week and keep reminding ourselves that it's important for us to love each other, love ourselves, and to be available for one another. Reminding myself as I say this, that we must... And that's that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here this evening. And whenever you join through the recordings, I love you. I will meet you back here next week at this time. And we will continue our journey together. Have a beautiful night. I love you. So long.